Well, howdy folks. Here we have a shipping tips video for a Hermes Baby or a Hermes Rocket. They're essentially the same machine. This is specifically for the earlier designs. Well, I say the earlier designs, middle designs. It's not the featherweight, not the later green one, but it's this design. If yours looks like this, then this will work, and this will actually work for the other ones too. But you got to be a little bit more imaginative. So to pop it out of the case, you hold down both of those buttons at the same time, and then lift the front of the case and then pull it off. And first thing you're going to need to do is locate this little knob right there that sticks up, because we're going to need to free this up. And this may not be in the locked position, but it might. And it probably is. If it was in the case, it's most likely in this position. You're going to want to take it and slip it forward just a little bit. Doesn't matter if it's on the first or the second thing. You just need to be able to do this, right? And I'll show you why in a second. Second thing we're going to need to do is take a handy-dandy rubber band, because did I mention you're going to need a rubber band? You're also going to need a piece of packing paper, 2 of them, and some kitchen cling wrap. Like this is Glad something or other, saran wrap, I don't know. I stole it from my kitchen, always do. It works like a charm. So, where were we? Rubber band. You're going to need to go to the back right corner of the machine, to this little lever right there. That dude. That is the carriage release lever. And what you're going to do is take your rubber band, and we're going to go from this to this knob and back and forth until this is held forward and the carriage is free to do that, right? So, rubber band. I'm going to go around that thing, pull it forward, go around the knob a couple times, and do. No matter exactly how you get this on there, as long as it's on there nice and secure. So now, our carriage is free to do this. And when it does this, of course, it's going to sit like this. And you can't ship it like that, so this is where the saran wrap and the packing paper comes into play. Now, the packing paper is needed because these knobs are extremely brittle. They break, they crack, they shatter, they fall to powder, they turn to pieces, or rather, fall to pieces, turn to powder, whatever. You know what I'm saying? These things got to be padded, man. They got to be padded. Have to, or else they won't arrive intact. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to start off with your saran wrap, right? And if you watched any of my other videos on typewriter shipping, then this is the exact same technique that we've used before. I'm going to use some of this to go around the back half of the machine, up and down, all the way around it, to hold this carriage in the center, because that's what we need to do for shipping. But we're also going to, in the middle of that process, put a couple of pieces of packing paper in there with it. So, gonna get this sucker started here. Doesn't really matter where you start off. All right, stand it up, and notice I'm holding that in so it doesn't get bent. And just going to do a couple of passes around the back half of the machine here. Holding that carriage in position while I'm doing it. All right, looks like that's enough to hold it in place. Now, we're going to need that packing paper, because these knobs, remember the knobs are extremely fragile. So, taking my piece of packing paper, which is, this is actually half one standard piece. You could use a piece of newspaper, that would work too. Kind of crunch it up to where it's more flat than a ball, and the idea is for it to be, kind of shaped like a red blood cell, almost. I want to make a nice little puck that will fit over the end of the carriage knob. So, got a nice little doodad there. And I'm going to put it right in there on that end. Hold it in place. And then cinch it in with the plastic. Right? So now, not only is the carriage being held in, but we have a little bit of padding that's on top of that knob. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I'll take my piece of paper. Whoa! And make a nice little red blood cell out of it. Or a white blood cell, whatever you want to call it. The idea is to make it nice and kind of round, but mostly flat. And we're going to put it there where it's sitting over that knob. And use that plastic to hold it in there. So now, we got a cute little set of earmuffs on our nifty little Hermes, right? At this point, the basics are taken care of. The rubber band on the carriage lock, or carriage release there, that frees up your carriage and protects the gears inside. So that gives it just a little bit of room to move in there in case it gets dropped or banged around in shipping, which it will, you know, because, man, I've had so many machines arrive with broken gears, it just makes me sick, you know, because it's so easily avoided. But, yeah, you know, after that you want to put some padding on it and wrap it up, and don't try and stuff it back into this. It's not gonna fit. So, you know, wrap it up with some bubble wrap or more of this. I recommend bubble wrap. And once you get the bubble wrap on, you know, got at least a little bit on there, you know, sit that on top of it. Fill this crap up with something and make sure that this is padded too, you know. Even though this is a tiny, tiny, tiny machine, it should still go into a box that's like 20 by 20 by 12 at least. I would do a 20 by 20 by 14, you know. Not that I would. That's what I do, you know. That's what I ship these in. But, you know, as long as it's padded, you know, the important things are the rubber band on the carriage release, the little earmuffs over the knobs, and adequate padding to where it doesn't get beat up in shipping. Anyway, hope that this helps. Good luck shipping your Hermes. Ciao.